Good morning, dear children, and welcome to the English class. Today, we are going to discuss the new chapter One Child, One Teacher, One Pen, and One Book Can Change the World. There are some people in our society who raised their voice for their rights and also for bringing about positive changes in the society. Malala Yousafzai is one of among them. She is the girl who stood up for education and suffered for that. Here there is a speech of Malala which she delivered at the UN General Assembly. That is the lesson. Let us watch her life story. Malala Yousafzai beat all the odds when she was shot in the head by the Taliban for trying to attend school and survived. She has since devoted her life to being an advocate for the education of women and girls around the world. In the process, she has become the youngest person ever to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Here, there is the story.
Was born in a village in Pakistan's Swat district in 1997. Her father, Ziauddin, worked as a teacher and education activist and founded a group of low-cost private schools in the region. She attended one from a young age. She proved to be a diligent student with a precocious mind and would sit up with her father late into the night discussing politics and culture. In 2004, the Taliban entered her village. At first they were benign, and Malala continued to go to school as normal. But in 2007, things began to change. Killings, suicide bombings, and public floggings became commonplace. Girls' schools were closed and eventually reopened with heavy restrictions. Malala fought back. In September 2008, she traveled to Peshawar and gave a speech called "How Dare the Taliban Take Away My Basic Right to Education?" After the BBC approached her father to blog about life under the Taliban, he forwarded them on to Malala. Under the pseudonym Gul Makai, she wrote posts describing what it was like to be denied an education. The Taliban had issued a death threat against her, and in October 2012, the Taliban carried out its threat. A young gunman boarded the school bus Malala was on and shot her in the face. The bullet came within inches of her brain. She was airlifted to a hospital in Peshawar and flown to a hospital in Birmingham, England. The attack sent shockwaves across the world. Here was a young girl being brutally punished for the crime of simply wanting an education. She miraculously made a full recovery and ultimately suffered no brain damage. Suddenly, she found herself thrust onto the global stage as the girl who defied the Taliban. She was up to the challenge. "I had a choice," she later said. "I could live a quiet life, or I could make the most of this new life I had been given. I determined to continue my fight until every girl could go to school." On her 16th birthday, she gave a speech at the United Nations.
Dear children, this was the speech we got here in our textbook. Let's listen her speech.
The children of terrorists and extremists. She went on to appear on Time magazine's cover for its 100 most influential people in the world list.
In the name of God, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Honorable UN Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, respected elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Today, it is an honor for me to be speaking again after a long time. Being here with such honorable people is a great moment in my life. Dear friends, on the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. Dear sisters and brothers, I'm here to speak up for the right of education of every child. I want education for the sons and daughters of the Taliban and all the terrorists and extremists. I do not even hate the Talib who shot me. Even if there is a gun in my hand and he stands in front of me, I would not shoot him. This is the compassion that I have learned from Muhammad, the Prophet of Mercy. This of change that I have inherited from Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah. This is the philosophy of non-violence that I have learned from Gandhiji, Bacha Khan, and Mother Teresa. And this is the forgiveness that I have learned from my father and from my mother. And dear brothers and sisters, we want schools and education for every child's bright future. We believe in the power and the strength of our words. Our words can change the whole world because we are all together, united for the cause of education. And if we want to achieve our goal, then let us empower ourselves with the weapon of knowledge. And let us shield ourselves with unity and togetherness. Dear brothers and sisters, we must not forget that millions of people are suffering from poverty, injustice, and ignorance. We must not forget that millions of children are out of their schools. We must not forget that our sisters and brothers are waiting for a bright, peaceful future. So let us wage. Pick up. Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is the only solution. Education first. Thank you.
Dear children, this is what she has done in the UN General Assembly. Dear children, listen the speech she delivered at least twice and read the lesson. In the next session, the lesson will be explained for you. Till we meet again. Bye bye. Thank you.